after that Beaver Dam loss, they dropped 3 spots. They were number 6 and moved down to number 9. But the Ripon Tigers, perfect on the season, just taking care of business, double-figure victories every time, and their 11 victories this season, no losses, and the number 1 ranked team in Division III, which they were a few times last year too before they had the injuries to Luke Lowy, and then he sat out for a while, and just took a little while for them to get back in a groove again. But these teams, it's kind of nice having that kind of competition right in your own conference that you get to play twice during the season. And of course, being similar-sized schools, will be playing each other in the postseason too. Let's move on with the Home and Auto Sales pregame show and our Pete's Auto Repair and Sales keys to the game. For keys to a great vehicle, contact Pete's Auto Repair and Sales on the corner of Carrington and Main Streets in Waupun. Call them at 324-3465 for Waupun's best oil change. And really taking a look at Waupun, I actually did get to that game. I know we didn't broadcast it, but I was watching that game over at Beaver Dam this past Saturday, and a few things stood out in my mind. They definitely had trouble with a quick guard, which they're going to have with Melvin Lee. The Nelson kid, Garrett Nelson, for their team, they had 29 points in the ball game. They just had no answer for stopping him, his penetration in the lane and getting to the free throw line after he got fouled. And that's maybe a little bit what we're going to see with Melvin Lee. He's only 5'5", but he great ball handler, quick, and gets the other teammates involved, leads the team in assists. And so hopefully they'll have an answer for Melvin Lee, the point guard for the Ripon Tigers, in this ball game. And the other thing I really saw with Waupun again, just limiting just 2 guys to scoring on the team. They need more guys getting involved in the scoring column. Of course, for Waupun with Marcus Damask averaging over 20 points a game, leading them in scoring, and also Owen Tooney, second in scoring in the team, 14.2 points a game. Those guys carried the load against Beaver Dam again. And Waupun just has to get some other guys to step up just a little bit more. Reese Holman a little quiet offensively. He did have the assists, but not the points in that ball game against Beaver Dam last Saturday. And Trevor Van de Zan kind of having trouble finding his range in that ball game. So someone's got to step up and help out the 2 main scorers on the team. You got to be a complete scoring team like they were last year when they won the state tournament. Need another at least couple of guys that can get you right around double digits. Chip that into the game, and let your scorers score. Marcus Damask and Owen Tooney, but nobody steps up, then the other team's going to key in on those top 2 guys and just shut them down, and nobody else wants to step up, then it could be a long game for you. And they definitely will have to have that tonight against a very good Ripon Tiger team. Your keys to the game brought to you by Pete's Auto Repair and Sales. Come back with the injury report and take a look at some of the individual players for both teams coming your way in just a few minutes. This is Waupun Warrior Basketball on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
Hi, my name is Ashley Beyer, and I am a licensed athletic trainer with Ignesian Healthcare Sport and Spine, here to bring you the tip of the game. Make sure that you sit with proper posture at your desk. Start with your feet flat on the floor, knees and hips at a 90-degree angle, and then make sure your shoulders are up and back.
To feel good about your smile and your dentist, visit Sorauer Dental. They are dedicated to personalized dental care. So for your family dental needs, visit Dr. Todd Sorauer at 845 South Main Street in Fond du Lac.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Welcome back to Ripon High School. Steve Winterhack here to bring you Waupun Warrior basketball as they take on the Ripon Tigers at their new gym here at Ripon High School. Nice setting here, packed house, band playing nice and loud here, and just what the good feeling of a big game to be played here tonight between these two teams. Ripon really a senior-dominated team, as all their starters are seniors for Ripon, and Waupun with only one senior in the starting lineup and not one of their main scorers with Colin Waupun. So kind of a comparison of these teams and the experience. I mean, I really, in my thoughts, Waupun may be another 1 year away from making another serious run in the postseason as some of these guys kind of fit into their roles here for the Waupun Warriors as this season goes on, and hopefully get to be big players for them coming up next year. Our Waupun Chiropractic Injury Report. To prevent your next injury, contact Dr. Randy, Dr. Steve, and Dr. Sparks at 324-9899. That's 324-9899, and stop in for details about their sports program at 160 Gateway Drive in Waupun. And only one guy on the injured list for the Waupun Warriors, undisclosed ailment. Blake Harmson not suited up just in his sweats here tonight for the Waupun Warriors. Otherwise, Waupun at full strength here against the Ripon Tigers. Again, that's your Waupun Chiropractic Injury Report. Let's take a look at your starting lineups for both teams, brought to you by Beaver Dam Community Hospital. Starting lineups for your Waupun Warriors: Marcus DeMass, 20.1 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, almost 5 assists a game, a 6'5 sophomore. Trevor Vandezant, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging almost 10 points a game. Owen Tooney, the second leading scorer on the team. He's a 6'3 junior, averaging over 14 points a game, a little over 9 rebounds a game, and almost 4 assists a game. Colin Waupun, the guy that does all the dirty work out there, really a defensive specialist, 5'11 senior, averaging almost 3 points a game. And Reese Holman as their forward, 8 points a game, 4.8 rebounds a game, a 6'3 sophomore. For the Ripon Tigers, they are led by Bennett Vanderplas, a 6'8 senior, moving on scholarship athlete, going on to Ohio University coming up next year, averaging 20.9 points a game. Matter of fact, what we're going to do right now is take a break, come back with the starting lines for Ripon right after this on FM 103.3 and AM 1170radio.com.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
Stop. With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player one. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
Promotes health and wellness and offers walk-in care.
At Ripon High School, Steve Winterhack with you on a big game in the East Central Conference tonight. Waupun Warriors on the road, ranked number 9 in the state, taking on the number 1 ranked and undefeated Ripon Tigers. And we're going to continue on now with our Beaver Dam Community Hospital starting lineups. Brought up really the team leader out there, and Bennett Vanderplas, Coach Dean Vanderplas' youngest son, averaging almost 21 points a game, over 12 rebounds a game, almost 5 assists a game, and 2.5 steals a game. He's a 6'8 senior. Eddie Minch, he's the guy that really turned his game around and really worked hard in the offseason, according to Coach Vanderplas. He's averaging 25.2 points a game, and he's been shooting 41% from behind the three-point arc, and he shoots a lot of threes. He's a 6'4 senior, and probably averaged right around the lower teens last year, but really stepped up his game, worked hard, and it's really showed and helped out the Ripon Tigers in their undefeated run so far this season. Melvin Lee, coming out of the Milwaukee school system, AAU teammate of Bennett Vanderplas, but Melvin Lee is a 5'5 senior, but a quick little guard, over 10 points a game, 4.4 rebounds a game, and almost 4 assists a game. Hunter Merrill, a big catcher on their baseball team, but just a solid player, smart player, and just a good role player. Can bang around with the best of them out there. He's a 5'10 senior, 5.5 points a game for him. And Tyler Pick, almost 4 points a game for him, and he's a 6'2 senior. And that is the starting lineups for the Ripon Tigers. And we are just about ready to get things going. Let's take a look now at the Champion Family Dentistry Coaches Smile. What's going to make head coach Dan DeMass smile in this ball game? Again, brought to you by Champion Family Dentistry. And just playing a complete game, whether you win or lose this game, at least show you're competitive with the Ripon team, and just come out and play hard, and know you belong on the same court with them, and don't have that little letdown they had in that second half against Beaver Dam. I think that would definitely put a smile on Coach Dan DeMass' face. And we are ready to jump ball. Marcus DeMask, not only the point guard, but also the tallest guy on the team, jumps ball, and Melvin Lee, after a couple tips of the ball, has the ball first for the Ripon Tigers, and he'll bring it up now, bringing it up along the left side. He dribbles off to his right, gets the ball over to Tyler Pick, missed shot. Waupun gets the rebound, and coming up with it is Waupun's Trevor Van de Zan. Waupun getting their first offensive look of the ball game. Reese Holman with it, gets it into the mask, gets it taken away from behind by Hunter Merrill, and we're going the other way. Here goes Eddie Minch with the ball over on the right side, back on top, over to Vanderplas. Finds Pick on the other side of the rim, comes up short, kind of after a little contact, fading away from the rim, looking for maybe a call on that one, but doesn't get it, comes up short. Waupun with a rebound, and we are scoreless here in the early going of the game, first minute of the ball game here at Ripon High School. Your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Colin Waupun with it, passes top of the key over to Owen Tooney, left side, over to Reese Holman. He spots up, three-pointer on the way, down too strong, and getting the rebound is Bennett Vanderplas. No score in the game for either team. Bringing it up now is Melvin Lee. Gets it underneath. That's no good. And right now, both teams having trouble finding their range. That was inside, but still missing their inside shots. And Marcus DeMask with a rebound from Waupun. Colin Waupun getting the ball over to Trevor Van de Zan. Over to Reese Holman, staying out on three-point range. Top of the key over to Waupun. Kind of leaving him alone. They don't expect him to shoot the ball. And definitely doing their scouting report on the Waupun Warriors. Back over to Tooney, gets it underneath over to Marcus DeMask, puts it off the glass and in for the left side of the basket. Waupun with the first points of the ball game, and a nice look from Tooney into DeMask. Waupun leading 2-0. Less than 2 minutes into this ball game, and the Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Tyler Pick with the ball straight away, misses about a 17-footer, and Waupun letting him shoot the ball. Only averaging just under 4 points a game. This is that one off the back of the rim. Waupun with another rebound, just one and done for Ripon so far in this ball game, not getting any second looks. Reese Holman has it, back over the top of the key to Trevor Van de Zan, dribbles off to his right, down to the right corner with it. He is Owen Tooney, goes along the baseline, gets the ball taken away by Eddie Minch, but he steps on the baseline, out of bounds. Waupun retains possession of the basketball. We'll say a hi to Randy Armgall out there that's hopefully watching the game on AM1170radio.com. Recovering from knee surgery. If it wasn't for the steps here, he probably would have been here with me tonight, but he did the second best thing, and that's sent his son, Austin Army, is going to be coming over to join me as he was officiating a JV game over Laconia tonight, and Waupun in a little trouble. Jack Lenz gets it away from that right block, kicks it back out to Tooney, over to Reese Holman, dribbles off to his right, top of the key, and back to Lenz near half court. Waupun leading 2-0 in your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard, but Austin Armgus should be here in a few minutes to give me some good insights in the game. Going to get the ball underneath over to Reese Holman, off the glass, off the backboard, and then in for Holman. A little half hook from 2 feet in front of the basket. Waupun now leading by a score of 4-0. Down the other way, the basket is good. On the foul going in very quickly is Melvin Lee, 5'5". Maybe a little taller if you count his hair. It goes about 4 or 5 inches above his head, but he's got some speed, gets to the rack in a hurry, makes the shot, puts it in, and he'll go to the free throw line with a foul on that play to try to complete the three-point play. Melvin Lee averaging over 10 points a game. A nice addition to the Ripon Tigers as they lost Luke Lowy. His family moved out of town over to Fond du Lac, and he's been recovering from that automobile accident. Off the front of the rim, no good, and a rebound for the Waupun Warriors. So Lowy back playing again. He did leave, like I said, 3 years here at Ripon. He got that injury last year and Ended up wanted to play for maybe a bigger school as he's getting ready for playing in college next year. And doing pretty good, but he had a terrible accident. He had a head injury over there, and didn't look like it. Maybe he might not even come back to play at all. But he is playing for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. We wish him good luck, and he fully recovers from that head injury. Obviously, he's doing pretty good if they're letting him play. Waupun with the basketball and a 4-2 lead. Van de Zand with it, gets it cross court right side over to Colin Waupun. Reese Holman with it now on the right side, back over to Marcus Damas, just past the free throw line, dribbles back near half court. Dribbles are on the right side and zips into the lane. Thought about the shot, but passes it up. Waupun being very patient on offense so far. Getting close to almost 4 minutes into the ball game. Waupun passes right side over to Reese Holman, dribbles up on the right elbow, now near top of the key with it. Van de Zand getting it down to Waupun. It'll pass inside over to Damas. A good look inside, but Damas misses the left-handed lay-in. Easy shot on a nice pass from Waupun, but Waupun comes up empty, leading 4-2. Here goes Eddie Minch in the lane. He's going to pass over to Vanderplas over his head, but chasing it down is Marshall Morin, the 5'10 junior in the game now for the Ripon Tigers. Melvin Lee will set things up near half court. Passes over to Vanderplas. Eddie Minch with him. That's the guy that, like I said, really a considerable improvement from last year. He was a good player last year, but not consistently, but averaging 25 points a game. This one misses everything on the 17-footer by Vanderplas on the right side, but Tyler Pick waiting for it, goes right to the rack with it, puts it in, and ties this game up at 4 apiece. Just had pretty much a capacity crowd here watching this big game of the East Central Conference. Got a history with these teams just from last year alone. Waupun passing the ball over to Damas. He's guarded by Minch. Back on the top over to Reese Holman. Spots up a three-pointer, and that one also a no good. Van de Zand picks it up. Straightaway 10-footer. That one rims out no good. Vanderplas with the rebound for Ripon. Going the other way, we are tied at 4 apiece. Quick shot by Minch. Misses everything on the three-point attempt. And getting the ball is Waupun going down the other way with Vanderplas right in front of him. Goes up hard, falls to the ground. No call on that one. Probably a good no call by the officials. Tied up at 4 apiece, and here's Minch all alone, and that's his spot. Though can't let him alone. Three-point range. He's the leader on the team with 41% from downtown and shoots the most three-pointers on the team. Nobody on him, and he swishes that one to give the lead to Ripon, their first lead in the ball game. Owen Tooney on the right side going against Pick. Gets cut off along the baseline. Back over to Waupun, goes hard to the rack with it. And again, trying to draw a foul, but no call by the officials again. And gives the ball up over to Bennett Vanderplas. Melvin Lee with it along the right side. Now gives it back over to Minch. Not afraid to pull the trigger. 5 feet behind the three-point line. And even got his own little special three-point celebration now. He didn't have that last year. If you're scoring 25 points a game and that high a percentage from three-point range, you got to do something special. Here goes Van de Zand right to the rack with it, and he's going to draw a foul on his way to the basket. Hard contact there as he runs right into Marshall Morin, and maybe a 50-50 call on that one going Van de Zand's way, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. But Waupun, after a couple three-point baskets by Eddie Minch, trailing now by 6, 10-4. Waupun had led 4-0 at one time. 10-point run, obviously, by the Ripon Tigers. Trevor Van de Zand can get Waupun getting off at the 4 here in this part of the ball game, and misses the first one at the back of the rim, no good. 64% free throw shooter. Austin Lopez, a 6'3 junior, comes in the game now for the Ripon Tigers. Next free throw for Van de Zand is good. Waupun now trailing 10-5. Yeah, Ripon's got about everything. They've got the height, they've got the speed, the ball handlers, the outside shooting. They got some bigs to go inside. Again, Minch, and with a hand in his face, buries it again from 5 feet behind the three-point line. And he is somebody you got to be right up on no matter where he has the ball. He's got 9 points, all from long range, all the last 9 points for the Ripon Tigers, leading now 13-5. And the ball was taken away, but Marcus Damask has it by the left elbow. Jack Lenz with it, top of the key, passes right side over to Van de Zand, getting it down to Tooney. 10 feet on the right side of the basket, gets in the lane and goes up with the left hand, a little bit short, and Vanderplas with another Ripon Tiger rebound. Brings it up now for the Tigers, passes it over to Morin on the right side. Back on the top to Minch, and if you're not there, he's going to launch it, and again, comes up a little off to the right on that one, but he's definitely got the green light to launch it from downtown. Misses that one. Waupun down by 8 all of a sudden, 13-5. Goes to Mask with the push-off as he was guarded by Minch, doing it both ends of the court. Playing some great defense on Marcus. And he gets called for the shove-off. And ball going the other way now to the Ripon Tigers. Got Austin Armga making his way up here through the capacity crowd here to help call the game. So I'll get this out. Get out of your way, Austin. Kind of cut in behind me. He's got his all set up with his headset here, and we are ready to have Austin join the broadcast. Left elbow with it is Bennett Vanderplas, and he puts it in from 17 feet out. Nice looking shot over the top of everybody on that one to get his first points of the ball game. Waupun now down by 10 all of a sudden, down 15-5. Under 10 and a half to play in the ball game. Reese Holman in the lane working against Vanderplas, passes up the shot, gets it back on the top to Van de Zan. Over to Owen Tooney. Back out past three-point range, and DeMass puts one up over the top of Vanderplas, but misses, and Minch gets the weak side rebound. Going the other way and running the court. Here he goes, Vanderplas up on the dunk and slams it home for the Ripon Tigers, taking it to the Waupun Warriors right now. Down 17-5 are the Warriors. A quick timeout on the court. And we will be back after this timeout. We'll see if it's a 30 or a minute to stay. A 30-second timeout. Be back with more Waupun Warrior basketball after this on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
Hi, my name is Ashley Beyer, and I am a licensed athletic trainer with Ignesian Healthcare Sport and Spine, here to bring you the tip of the game. Make sure that you sit with proper posture at your desk. Start with your feet flat on the floor, knees and hips at a 90-degree angle, and then make sure your shoulders are up and back.
They're back after that Waupun timeout, but right now Waupun just 1 point, being outscored 17-1 in the last few minutes here. Eddie Minch with 3 3-point shots and a big dunk by Bennett Vanderplas to put him up by 12. And Austin Armga joining us now. His dad is down and out, injured. Right now coming back from a surgery, and wish Randy the best. But Austin, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Steve. This is a great atmosphere. Fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, you're used to playing over in the other gym, the older gym, but they upgraded here. And, yeah, pretty nice place to play, it looks like. 3-point basket up by Owen Tooney. And Waupun needs a little spark, and hopefully Owen will, after getting his first points, will give that to him right now with that 3-point shot. Little look underneath to Lopez, and he puts it up going along the baseline. A nice speed by Minch, who's not only scoring, but some nice assist also by Eddie Minch. And we did the game last year over at Waupun, you and I together, and so that victory Waupun had in the first meeting between these two teams. And
yeah.
Eddie Minch, a guy we didn't mention a lot, now he's scoring 25 points a game, and that's according to Dean Vanderplas, the guy that worked real hard in the offseason. He's not afraid to pull the trigger from 3-point range. And Trevor Van de Zan misses a 3-pointer for Waupun. Ripon with a rebound.
Yeah, I've watched Ripon a few times this year already, and Minch is a real solid player. He's a great shooter from outside.
Yeah, looks like he's not afraid to pull the trigger. 2 of his threes were from like 5 feet behind the 3-point line. He's not got a quick release on that. And here goes Vanderplas, a little look at Lopez underneath the basket, working that baseline again. Comes up short on the shot. Marcus DeMass gets the rebound and brings it up now for the Warriors. What do you think of Mr. Vanderplas's game? He's probably seen these guys a few times.
I think he's gotten a lot better from even his junior year to this senior year. I think he's slimmed down a little bit. He's looking really good out there.
Now he'll be moving on to play. I think they said at Ohio University.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio.
Miami.
Yep.
Okay, Miami of Ohio. So yeah, he'll be a nice addition. A 6'8" player now for him. And
yeah, you can't teach size, that's for sure.
I thought maybe the more the case was that they're double teaming Bennett all the time, but they get Minches out there just launching those threes as soon as he gets a little crease out there to shoot. So it's a nice little team. They've got a little bit of everything: the point guard, the nice guard play, the outside shooting, the inside play, the size, kind of like Waupun was last year.
Yep.
Owen Tooney has the ball just inside 3-point range, top of the key. Gives up his dribble, trying to get the ball up his teammate. Finally gets it to Jack Lenz. Brendan Mock also in the game for Waupun, the 6-foot senior. And also in the game for Waupun, Jaden Colleen, a 6'4" sophomore. A lot of youth for Waupun, a great future for the Waupun Warriors. Trevor Van de Zandt has it along the left side, gets cut off by Melvin Lee. Passes it over to Colleen, passes up the 15-footer. So you can kind of see with these guys, some of the other guys are afraid to step up and really become that other scorer. A little off the backboard shot from 15 feet out. It's 2 points no matter if you try to do it or not for Trevor Van de Zandt. We'll take it. Waupun trailing 19-10. Yeah, what they had last year is they had like 4 guys that could all score, that did average double figures on the team. Very unselfish team. Mitch is going to launch another 3, and first time I think he's hit the rim on one. That one rattles in. He's got 12 points, all from downtown. And he's a nice player.
Yeah, you give him a little crease, keep him open just a little bit, he's going to hit it.
And being a taller player, being 6'4", that can launch him up like that. At least in high school height, that's fairly tall. Jack Lenz tries to go around the right side, and Hunter Merrill kind of trips him up a little bit. And he looks like he's the catcher on their baseball team. A stocky, solid player for him in their starting lineup. It's like Marcus Damas checking back in the game for the Waupun Warriors. How many games you getting in? That's good to see some young guys doing officiating. And you were over at Laconia today doing a JV game over there.
Yeah, I'm staying busy. I'd probably do 2-3 games a week and a couple of youth tournaments on the weekends too.
A lot of old guys out there on the basketball court officiating games. It's good to see some young guys out on the court. Tooney in a little trouble along the baseline, ends up either dribbling or stepping on the baseline as he tried to kind of spin out of that trouble. And another turnover for Waupun, trailing now 22-10 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. You get to see the video of Mr. Lee. They have a viral video that's out there of him dunking the ball in a ball game over the top of a couple over 6-footers.
I've heard of it, have not seen it personally.
Yeah, you type in his name and it'll pop right up. Another one from downtown. 3-point display that I don't think I've ever seen before. 5 threes for Mr. Eddie Minch. He's got 15 points in the game, all from long range. And most of them, another push-off again by Marcus Damask, having a real problem here in this ball game, getting his offense going. I'm going to call him on Tooney maybe for the pick. He said maybe a legal pick. Or
moving screen, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame Waupun for bad defense on that. I think Mensch is just showing off better offense right now.
And there's guys that have been right there with a hand kind of half-heartedly up in his face, but man, he just puts them up, and at least 4 of his 3-pointers haven't even hit the rim, and 3 of them were at least a couple feet from behind that 3-point line. Then he takes it to the rack with the left hand and gets that one to fall. So just when you think you can go out and cover him, then he takes it to the hole and puts it in that way.
One of the best weapons as a shooter is the defender has to come way out on you because he got to get a hand in your face, and then you can go by him pretty easily.
If you've got that combination of being a 3-point threat and also a good good ball handler and some speed. Owen Tooney answers on the Waupun end of things and gets his second 3-point basket. Waupun still in major trouble, down 15, 27-12. Here's Tyler Pick. He'll put it up from 3-point range, and he puts it in.
Long 2, they call it.
They call it 2. Okay. Everybody's got the green light on the Ripon team to shoot. Sure why they stopped play.
The net on the Waupun offensive side was stuck up on the rim. The ref went up and grabbed it. Crowd gave him a little ovation.
Bennett could have got it. He was right there, but the official. Most of these guys past basketball players themselves. Looks like he's a pretty tall guy, too.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Marcus Damask. He'll put it up. It's going to turn into a 3-point barrage here for both teams. Marcus puts it in from 3-point range. Waupun still down by 14, though, 29-15. Looks like Colin Wattoon's going to pick up a foul. Minch kind of got him off the dribble, got him to move in his way, and Wattoon gets called for the foul.
I think Coach Damask gave Wattoon the job of staying in Mench's back pocket. He's just sticking around with him everywhere he goes.
Vanderplas gets the ball knocked away, but chases it down near half court, guarded by Owen Tooney. Melvin Lee now setting things up along the right side of the court now for the Ripon Tigers. Under 5 to play. Waupun trailing 29-15. And a little spin move to the basket by Vanderplas. That one misses. And Tooney goes up to rip him off the rebound. He gets fouled on the rebound attempt. Could be by Lopez, trying to reach in to grab the ball, but Vanderplas looked like he's going to put that one in. I thought maybe he's even thought about maybe throwing it down underneath the basket, but I think just kind of rolled out on him. Waupun with an opportunity to get a little closer here in the first half.
A real good move by Vanderplas there, kind of Dr. J-esque a little bit, but just couldn't finish.
Yeah, with those long arms, kind of puts it out there and brings it around the other side of the rim. But see Waupun get a little more, make a little run here, and get a little more competitive in this ball game, and not just see what they have inside them. It's trailed a lot last year in some ball games, and here goes Marcus, just puts it with a guy right on him. He buries that one. He's got 8 points, and Waupun back with an 11 now, 29-18. Ripon. We'll see what they're made of if they can come back in this ball game, get a little rhythm. Here's a three-point attempt, a little bit too strong by Lopez. Rebound going to Waupun. Waupun with the ball again, trying to get it down to single digits.
I think that's the first missed three I've seen tonight.
There's a few early when you were still in the car coming over here from Laconia. He goes home into the rack, goes up with the left hand. If he got cut off, misses the shot. There's a tap it away, and he does. Clears it back out over to Van de Zan. Kicks it out right side. Damas with another three-point attempt. Comes up short. Gets his own rebound. With Vanderplas going at him. Goes underneath him. Right to the rack and finishes. Nice strong move there by Marcus Damas, following his own shot. Waupun down by 9 now, 29-20. Lopez in the lane. And it goes right and cuts on Penunder on the left side, trying to look for a call. Waupun gets the rebound again. Trying to get just a little bit closer. Tooney spots up, three-point shot comes up short, and getting the rebound is Eddie Minch. Timeout taken by the Ripon Tigers. Back in 30 seconds with more. Waupun Warrior basketball on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com. Steve Winterhack along with Austin Armga, bringing you Waupun Warrior basketball, making the Warriors making a bit of a run right now, back within single digits, trailing 29-20 with 3:20 and counting down in the first half here at Ripon High School. And we're both liking the gym here. It looks kind of nice with the big Ripon R and the Tiger in the middle of the court. And good place for Waupun to play in this conference. Vanderplas turns around and with a hand in his face, he launches up a three, kind of fading away a little bit, and gets that one to go. He's got 7 points in the ball game now for the Ripon Tigers. They're back up by 12, 32-20, and it's like too many weapons on that Ripon Tiger team. It's like a foul going to be called on Melvin Lee as Trevor Van de Zan was going to take him off the dribble. That is his first and the fourth team foul for the Ripon Tigers. Waupun inbounds the basketball down 32-20. 2:50 and counting down in the first half of play. Marcus Damas from the left elbow, rims out, no good. Vanderplas with the rebound. Ripon gets it off to Minch, brings up along the left side. Little shake and bake going up to the rim, sheds the defender, and then gets fouled on his way to the basket. That could be a foul, and that's on Trevor Van de Zan. Now with 5 team fouls in the ball game. Eddie Minch with it along the left corner, guarded by Colin Waupun. Dribbles off to his right. Back over to Tyler Pick, puts up about a 16-footer left side, rims around, no good. Cleared up by Vanderplas, back on top to all alone. Minch missing a three-point shot, a very rare miss for him. Tyler Pick gets the ball as they inbound it, and it's knocked out of bounds by Trevor Van de Zan. It will be Ripon basketball. What do you think Waupun can do to get back in this ball game? They first of all got to stop them from scoring.
That's true. I think they might have to speed up the pace a little bit. They got to score some more points here if they're going to give up this many.
So Vanderplas with the basketball, guarded by Reese Holman. Gets it back over to Melvin Lee. Gets in the lane. The quick little moves by him and goes to the rack with it. But nice little pass to Tyler Pick. Found him in the lane all alone, and he goes up to the basket. Gets fouled on his way there, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 now for the Tigers. One of those little guys that can stop and start just on a dime out there. It's hard to kind of keep up with that herky-jerky motion out there, and ended up drawing a lot of attention, and found that wide open Tyler Pick in the lane.
Yeah, great vision down there too.
First free throw is good. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Melvin Lee with almost 4 assists he averaged a game. Fox going to sit down right now for Waupun. take a break. All the starters in for the Warriors right now. That one off the side of the rim, no good, and chased down by Owen Tooney. Upon trailing 33-20. Pass down to Trevor Vandezan. Passes up a 15-footer from the left side. Back on top over to Marcus DeMass. Guarded by Hunter Merrill. Colin Waupun with it. Back on top over to Trevor Vandezan. Dribbling along the right side. Kind of getting double teamed down there and finds Waupun, but loses the ball, and they go down the other way with it. Minch goes up against Tooney and puts it up and in, trying to maybe draw a little contact, but makes the basket. That's 19 points in the game for Eddie Minch. A monster game. Vandezan working against Lee, going along that right side, and then gets a little help from his teammate. Vanderplas goes up and stares down Vandezan after he knocks it out of bounds.
I think he's going to learn quickly. He's not supposed to be down there.
Yeah. You can see Lee was kind of cutting off the baseline, making him kind of go back toward the middle, and waiting for him there was 6'8" Bennett Vanderplas, who blocked that one pretty impressively. Because Waupun misses a 15-footer, misses everything on that one, and Waupun is shooting miserably here in this ballgame besides Tooney and Marcus DeMass. Getting close to a minute left, 35-20 lead for Ripon. And right away, Minch launches up a three and gets it again, gives the three-point sign, and continues to drill him from outside. 6 3-pointers in the first half for him. 22 points in the first half for Eddie Minch. Yeah, pretty impressive. That kid's got a pretty quick release on that shot. Marcus DeMass gets fouled from behind. What do you think about Minch's game? Did you see him playing maybe at the very least like state level, the WEAC or something? Or
I could definitely see that. Being 6'4" and having the ability to step out 2, 3, 4 feet behind that three-point line, I mean, that's tough to guard no matter what level you play at.
He was very, what are they calling here? Maybe a foul on the inbounds pass. It was a good thought. They got over to Marcus DeMass, got to kind of go back for it. He's going to launch it right back into Reese Holman. Would have had probably an easy 2 points, but Ripon foul on that inbounds pass. Waupun will get it back. 16 foul on Ripon. Going to call that one on Bennett Vanderplas, just his first foul. Holman with the inbound for Waupun, gets it into Brendan Mock. Down to 38 seconds and counting down in the half. A little activity away from the basketball as Marcus DeMass was kind of working against Eddie Minch down there. Minch will pick up the foul, probably just his second foul. Well, we got him down just for one. So, but to the line to shoot the front end of the bonus is Marcus DeMass. And that's where you make your money. That was definitely your career at Waupun High School. You'd get the shot inside, make the contact, maybe make the shot, get to that free throw line, and you scored quite a bit of your points at the free throw line.
Very true. You can't take that free throw line for granted.
See some other players. That Garrett Nelson last week was a big one for that. Mason Damaska, another one, big one, got a lot of his points from that. Missed a second free throw. Waupun trailing 38-21 with a half minute left and counting down in the first half. Melvin Lee will walk it up court now for Ripon, looking like they might just be looking for a last-second shot and going comfortably in the locker room with a comfortable lead over Waupun.
Looks like they're setting up a little bit of an isolation here for Lee.
Getting the ball over to Minch. Down to 10 seconds left. Minch has it near half court. Goes in along the left side. He's going to launch up a three-point shot, and that in front of the rim, no good. Ball is loose. Getting the ball, putting it back in up is Morin, and then see who got that last shot in. You see who tapped that one in?
I think it was Pick.
Tyler Pick, kind of that scrappy player, and there goes up, and he puts it back up and in at the buzzer, and Ripon owning the first half, beating Waupun 40-21 after one half of play. And Austin and I will be back in just 3 minutes with your halftime show on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV Ultra HD 4K OLED Plasma Curved Screen 3D Energy Star Ultra Thin 240 Hz or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
Stop. With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player one. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you can be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
And welcome back to Ripon High School. And wow, not exactly what we expected in the first half. Waupun trailing Ripon by a score of 40-21. And a great show being put on by the Ripon Tigers. Eddie Minch with 6 threes and 22 points in that first half. Kind of anxious to see him play, but if you're a Waupun Warrior fan, you're not real anxious to see him playing against you. He's got a nice game going.
He is outscoring Waupun right now by himself. You take him away, I mean, talk about an X factor coming into this game. I don't think he's an X factor anymore. He's definitely the main stage guy.
Yeah, I remember last year when Waupun played Ripon in that sectional semifinal. The game before we played Ripon, he had 28 points in the game, and when we played him in that game, I think he had 7 points in the game against Waupun. Yep. I thought he's kind of up and down and kind of a non-factor, but he's a huge factor, very confidently shooting that ball without hesitation in this game.
He's solidified himself, I think, as a real threat out here. And you could see, even when I got here a little bit late, that Coach DeMask really tried to get into his back pocket. They put Colin Waupun on him, and he was still getting open. I think that's kind of Ripon's offense, to get him a lot of screens, keep him moving and everything, but he's definitely a tough guy to stay in front of and keep off the line.
And now I'm totally not convinced at all that part of the motivation for Ripon is getting knocked out of the sectionals last year by Waupun. their conference opponent. So I think they're definitely coming out with a vengeance against Waupun, or something improved maybe from getting beat out last year.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. They had this game circled on their calendar probably all year. They're excited. They're new gym, new team. It was time for them to try to make a stand here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Like I said, Mitch with 22 points. Brendan Vanderplas not keeping rebound stats. He's got a ton of rebounds, only 7 points in the first half, but he's made his presence known both rebounding-wise, a couple nice blocks, changing some shots inside like Waupun had when they had Colton Holman last year. The convenience of a 6'8" guy inside is kind of a nice tool for a high school team to change at least the inside game for the opposing team.
I couldn't agree more with that. Being a guard myself when I played, it was always in the back of your mind if there was a big 6'8" guy sitting in the middle of the lane. You knew that getting in there and making a shot was going to be tough. One of the things Waupun might be able to do is maybe drive, suck them in towards the rim, and maybe try to kick it out and see if their shooting percentage can get a little better here in the second half.
For Waupun, they were led by Marcus Damask, got a couple threes, had a free throw, 11 points in the first half of play. 6 points for Owen Tooney, 3 for Trevor Vandezan, and 2 points for Reese Holman. Anything else you can think of that Waupun can do? It's hard to, when a team's as hot as they are and so many guys that are involved, to slow a team down, but you see anything else Waupun could do in this game to maybe kind of chip away and get back in it?
I think one of the biggest things Waupun has to do is kind of just come out with a lot of energy. If they allow Ripon to jump on them right here in the start of the second half and put them down by even more, it might be over quick. But if Waupun comes out with a lot of energy, they kind of show they have heart and they won't go away. This could be anyone's game come down the stretch.
Yeah, and even if Waupun does come up short in the ball game, if they can show that they've got, like you said, play with some heart, and you can come back and at least make it interesting, single digits or something like that, that would show a lot of character for the Waupun Warriors.
I think if a couple guys from Waupun get on the floor, get a couple 50-50 loose balls, maybe box out Vanderplas, just the small intangibles that can happen. It doesn't have to be all made up on one shot. They got to make a couple good plays, good hustle plays, and show that they're not going away.
Well, your halftime score from Ripon, the Tigers taking it to the Warriors in the first half, leading them 40-21 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. And Austin and I will be back in just 2 minutes with the second half of play from Ripon High School on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240 Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Stop! With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player One. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
Steve Winterhack along with Austin Armga here to bring you the second half of play at Ripon High School. Waupun with some major work to do, trailing 40-21. after halftime. A senior-dominated team, all 5 starters, seniors for the Ripon Tigers. Really, probably Dean looking at this as the year. They've got to make something happen. They got to do it this year here with the squad that he's got.
Yeah, last year they thought it was the year, and obviously Waupun kind of rained on that parade. So. Yeah. Again, I think there's a little bit of vengeance coming into this one.
yeah, they're playing with a ton of energy, playing off the crowd here. It's a great atmosphere. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, Ripon really playing very confidently and taking it to the Warriors here tonight.
We'll see what Waupun's made of here, kind of starting out this second half. If they can maybe quiet down this crowd a little bit, keep Ripon out of it, and make a little run, it could be anyone's game.
Yeah, if you're listening to the game on FM 103.3, why don't you just get the computer out? Yeah, just get into this century here and open up the computer and log on to AM1170radio.com or radioplusinfo.com, and you can watch the live streaming video that we've got going on right now. Got a camera and a crew here to bring you the video part of it, along with our broadcast to go along with that. So get on there, watch the game. Waupun gets the ball first here in the second half. Brendan Mock starts things out with a 3-point shot, misses. Another rebound for Bennett Vanderplas. Goes it down to Minch down on the Ripon side of the court. He'll go up and gets the ball blocked as he tries to force it up underneath the basket. And Reese Holman is trying to pick it up. Looks like he's going to get fouled by Hunter Merrill. Kind of knocked him down. And Merrill will pick up an early foul here in the second half. 3 fouls in the game for Merrill. Now see if Waupun can get something, find that range a little bit, get some more people involved in scoring, and see what happens here in the second half. Brendan Mock getting a start here in the second half of play. In the ball game, here goes Owen Tooney, and a nice little drive going right at Tyler Pick, and does a good job off the glass and in, and a steal by Brendan Mock, bringing some energy, like you said.
Yep. If shots aren't falling, you got to bring the energy.
8 points now for Owen Tooney in the ball game. Waupun trailing though by a score of 40-23. And Mock's in the launch up another 3-point shot, and he puts it in. A couple of early baskets here for Waupun. Mock from downtown. Waupun back within 14. When you were down by as much as 19, 14 looks pretty good.
Put together 2 or 3 defensive stops here. You know, cut this to single digits. This can turn around just like that.
Like Mock in the game, he gets the duty of guarding Minch and lay off him a little bit. And once you do that, you can't back up. You got to stay on him and just trust you're going to stop that 3-point shot and then let your guys help you if he gets by you.
I don't think no matter how much you scout that, people are not used to guarding people 25 feet away from the hoop. He's standing on the S of the Tigers out there, and
still can't get in their mind. And that's what they have to do. Minch again with a 3-point shot, and yeah, he is. Just not afraid to put it up there. That one misses. Waupun gets the rebound. They trail now 43-26. Owen Tooney passes up a 3-point shot, spins in the lane off to his right, comes up short with the left hand. And again, Vanderplas stacking up the rebounds here against Waupun, gets the board. Ripon with the ball up now 43-26. They get down to Minch working along that right block. He's getting a little shove from behind by Brendan Mock. Some big games for Waupun coming up next week. On Tuesday, we'll have both the games for you on FM 103.3. A nice non-conference game against Laconia. You got some nice battles against the Spartans.
Oh, yeah. A lot of history with Laconia.
Pretty physical games against the Spartans. The officials let them play over in Ripon. 5-second call called on Melvin Lisa. Good job on the defense of the inbounds pass by the Warriors. But we have them on Tuesday. We'll have that game for you. Then on Thursday, Waupun maybe with a little revenge in their mind as they take on the Campbellsport Cougars, a team that beat them earlier in the season. Marcus getting the ball taken away. We're going the other way. Here goes Vanderplas and puts it up and throws it down for the big dunk. His second of the ball game. 9 points in the game for him. And nice when you get a 6'8" guy that'll run the court for you like that. Gets out and releases early and gets the dunk on the other end.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think the Ripon student section's getting a little too used to it, though. They barely went crazy on that one.
You never get sick of the dunk.
No.
Years, and I know between you and Andy Visser, the teams back in 09 and 010, or 10, I should say. Those kind of the boon years for dunks for the Waupun team.
We do what we can for the fans. We appreciate it.
Waupun back down by 19 again, 45-26. Waupun with the basketball. Van de Zandt has it along the left side, gets it knocked out of his hands, and gets it back on the top over to Mock. Ball gets knocked out of his hands by Melvin Lee, and as he chases it down by the sideline, steps out of bounds. Quick hands there by Lee to knock that ball away from Mock, and almost came up with a steal.
It looks to me that Waupun's playing a little bit timid, almost kind of on their heels, and Ripon's definitely being the aggressor, whether it's on defense, offense, both ways.
Yeah, they're playing very confidently against the Warriors, and doing a great job defensively, not just offensively against Waupun. He goes to Mask with a three-point attempt. That one misses. Another rebound for Vanderplas. Dribbling it up now for the Ripon Tigers. Up the middle of the lane, puts it up with the left hand, gets fouled on his way to the basket. But again, here's a 6'8" guy that takes it rebound in one end, takes it all the way to the rack on the other end, gets fouled into the line to shoot two. Will beat Bennett Vanderplas.
That's something that just eats at you as a coach, too. I think Damask has to be mad at that one. You can't get a rebound on one end and run all the way down the other end and get a wide-open layup.
Vanderplas' free throw, a 69% free throw shooter, rims out, no good. Trying to go up by 20 on Waupun on this free throw. Next free throw is up, and that one, nothing but net for Vanderplas. Now with 10 points in the ball game, Waupun down by 20, 46-26. So the Warriors with the basketball, and a 20-point deficit to the Ripon Tigers. Definitely out to erase the bad memories of last year against the Warriors, all here in one game. Owen Tooney with it down on the perimeter. Dribbles out near top of the key off to his right. Mock gets it down along the right side over to Marcus Damask, double teamed immediately. And gets it back over to Mock. He'll launch up a three, comes up a little short, and Vanderplas again with a one and done rebound from Waupun. So Ripon with the ball and a 20-point lead. Eddie Minch has it, gives it over to Melvin Lee, and left side along that block over to Vanderplas, and Tooney's going to get called for the reach-in on that one. Remember that game last year? Were you at the game when we played over at West Bend against Ripon and beat him in that? Vanderplas got the ball down there a lot and just never really forced the issue. He only had 9 points in that ball game, and those are mostly late when the game was decided. Very unusual game for him when he had a couple good games. Very timid in that game against Waupun.
And I remember he missed a lot of free throws that game too. He seemed very off that day.
Makes the first free throw. Second one up, also good. He's 3 for 4 from the line. 12 points in the game for Bennett Vanderplas. Makes it a 48-26 lead. Well, just not doing what we talked about, coming out and making a statement in the first few minutes of the half. Digging a deeper hole for themselves.
They started out pretty hot, cut it to 14 like you said, got a defensive stop, and then they let Vanderplas loose for a dunk and kind of got the crowd back into it, and now we're looking at a 22-point deficit. Going the wrong direction here.
So foul on the Ripon Tigers. That one on Eddie Minch. That is just his second, and the team's third here in the half. And again, the ball stripped right out of the hands of Reese Holman. Good hands by Ripon, not getting obviously some clean takeaways by the Tigers. Here goes Lee to the rack with it. It goes out the front of the rim, and Lopez cleans up the glass and puts it in for the putback. Austin Lopez with his 4th point of the ball game. 50-26 the lead. To get to Holman underneath the basket. It's going to get it blocked by Vanderplas, and Ripon comes up with it again. He's getting going from ugly to uglier here for the Waupun Warriors, down by 24 now. Yeah, Ripon hasn't lost by, hasn't won a game by any less than 15 points on the whole season so far. Holman's going to get called for a reach-in foul on Vanderplas. Yeah, nothing going Waupun's way right now. They can't get they get the clean strips on the defensively. Ripon does on our end. We're getting called, and nothing going our way right now.
With how hot Ripon's shooting right now, the last thing they want to do is give up second chance shots too, and kind of like that last possession, Lopez cleaning up on the second chance. You know, it's tough to get ahead here.
Lopez gets it, top of the key. Over to Minch, back down along the right block over to Vanderplas. Little dish inside to Lopez, spins around, left hand no good. Getting the rebound, here's Trevor Van de Zandt. See Bennett Velke checks in the game for Waupun, 5'10" sophomore. The future big player for the Warriors. Going to the rack with it is Marcus Damask. Gets fouled on his way to the basket, and he'll be going to the line to shoot 2 for Waupun. I've seen Bennett Velke play a few of the JV games. Thought he's a pretty solid player. Nice little football player. Looks different without the football pads on. I thought that's a kid. I thought he's a lot stockier than that, but he's pretty solidly put together. Pipes on him. Damas misses his first free throw attempt. A lot of good young players, though. We'll see if Waupun by the end of the season can get some of these guys more involved and get set for I think should be a seriously good season for them next year.
Yeah, get them some real playing time, big-time games like this, kind of get the butterflies away. It's real good experience for them.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a hostile environment in here, and things not going your way at all. It's a tough time to come on the court, but like I said, a lot of these guys coming back, a lot of sophomores on the team for Waupun, and Doan Tooney, the junior.
I remember my underclassmen days coming into games like this, and the game just seems like it's going a million miles an hour, and you can't catch up to it. And by the time you're a senior, it's in slow motion.
A lot of times when your senior year, there's a ball thrown away by Lopez. I know you guys played like the entire game. You and a couple of your teammates, my son Derek and Corey Nickel would be Connor Crone. You guys have played almost many games. You played the entire game without sitting out.
Way back then, we only had to play 32 minutes, though.
Yeah, that's right. But you had that little break in there with the quarters.
Yep. A little extra timeout.
Waupun down by 23 now, 50-27. Marcus Damas will pull up just outside the free throw line and misses everything on it, goes out of bounds, and will be Ripon basketball.
Again, there on a play like that, Vanderplas isn't going to come away with a stat, but he came off of his guy and put up a hand in Marcus's face and probably altered that shot.
Yeah, they're not calling off the Dogs at all. They want to make a little statement here. This is our year in the conference. This is our year to make a serious run at state. With Dominican, even though they came up into our division, they're not playing very good. I don't think they're even 500 this season, so they're not up like they have been. And they would have been in our sectional. That's what we were worried about from last year. So Trevor Vandazan's going to pick up a blocking foul as Lee is kind of coming toward him. He caught him with the body. So really, they might be, of course, they're number one ranked team in the state, so they're definitely the sights on doing what Waupun did last year and bring that gold ball home.
The target's definitely on Ripon's back this year.
So Ripon with the basketball and a 23-point lead, up 50-27, 11.5 minutes in the ball game and counting down. Tyler Pick has the ball. Ball down to the corner now to Vanderplas. Gets along the left block over to Minch. Gets it knocked out of his hands by Colleen. Back over to Minch. And you got to be in his face no matter how far he goes out. They can afford to take their time for that 23-point lead. There's Lee along the baseline, a little up and under, and on the left side with left hand, gets fouled into the line to shoot two. Will be Melvin Lee. I believe Melvin is a AAU basketball teammate of Bennett Vanderplas. Moving up to the Ripon area along with his dad. For senior year to play at Ripon High School. Makes his first free throw.
I was looking in the book here. They list him at 5'5". He does look pretty small out there. Do you think that's with the hair or without?
I don't know. That's a 3-point difference right there with the hair he's got. With the headband kind of pushes the hair up, makes him a little taller. And makes both free throws. That's now 4 points in the game for Lee. He averages 10 points a game, but doesn't have to score much this game because of Eddie Minch and what he's done. He's now up to 7 3-pointers in the ball game. We'll pass inside. Nice feed by Tooney into Holman as he goes to the rack. Gets fouled and finishes strong and goes to the line now to try to complete the 3-point play. What do you think your dad's doing right now? You think he's probably watching the game? And
he said he was going to, so I hope he is. He's probably got his feet up, trying to rest that knee a little bit.
Free throw, he is up and he is good. Nice job there by Holman, finishing on that shot, makes the free throw. And now with 5 points in the game for Waupun, but they're down by 22, 52-30. Probably glad he's not at this game and tried to the Vanderplas has a force one underneath, but he's underneath the basket. He gets that one block, and Waupun comes up with the ball. But I think we're going to get him out of the house coming up next week for that Campbellsport and for the Laconia game Tuesday and Thursday.
I think he's going to be ready for it, too. He's getting a little sick of being around the house.
Foul on Ripon down on Waupun's side of the court. I think we're already got to talk to Keith Milkowski about getting him up on the elevator up to the upstairs to do the ball game. But Yeah, he was pretty happy to see us a few days ago. We stopped by and bought him a little food and stopped by the Armsville Ranch.
Yeah, we took a little field trip today to Aldi's. That was exciting for him.
Yeah, you got to get him out. Waupun with the basketball, but trailing 52-30 with 10 or 10 and a half minutes to play in the ball game. Here goes Tooney along the right side. It's cut off on his way to the basket. Double team. Finally gets it back on the top over to Belke. All the Waupun youth on the court right now. Sophomores and juniors on the court for Waupun. Jaden Colleen with it. Passes it a little late on the steal attempt there by Vanderplas. Saw a big dunk in his future. He's going to steal that one, and there'll be nobody between him and the basket, but he gets called for the reach-in.
That's exactly what I thought, too. He was getting a little bored of this Waupun keep-away and wanted to bring down the rim.
That's definitely from your playbook. Get those steals near half court, and nobody else between you and the basket, and just go up and hammer it down. So Vanderplas will take a seat for a little bit. He got 12 points in the ball game, but he's probably got 12 rebounds in the ball game too. Not keeping that rebound stat, but a lot of our Waupun's one and done down in their end of the court has been rebounded by Mr. Vanderplas.
And he had a stretch there where he was picking up a stat on both ends of the court for about 5 minutes, whether it was a rebound, a block, an assist, or scoring. It was a good stretch for him.
Minch again, a little catch and shoot, misses a little short on that three-point attempt. Tooney gets the rebound for Waupun, under 10 to play in the game. Bennett Belke, again, just some nice minutes here for some guys to get some good experience, like you mentioned before, with Lenz in there, Belke in the ball game. I have a feeling we might see Mr. Belke getting some more playing time on varsity as the season goes along. Another one of those super sophomores on the team. A lot of pressure being the #1 ranked team. I remember when I've been referring back to what we both know, and that's 2010, 2009 Waupun teams, but they spent a lot of time as the #1 team in the state, and a lot of things expected of you, and again, coming up short a few times on your trips to state, attempts to get to state, but it takes a lot, a little luck, playing hot basketball at the right time, and it's kind of a heavy burden to bear being the #1 ranked team.
It is. You try not to think about it too much. You always just try to think about the next game, maybe your next practice, and bringing that energy every single day to be that good in practice, whether you're tired, maybe a little banged up because you're getting later into the season. It's what separates the teams that are good and the teams that are great. And like you said, a little bit of luck does play into it, but when you've got as many weapons as Ripon does right now, who's going to stop them right now?
Yeah, they're just pretty amazing what they've got with the ball handling, the shooting, the inside game. They've got it going on, so it's been kind of fun to see them. And we're excited to see this game all year, but not seeing us down by 22 points. Missing both free throws was Jack Lenz. Ripon with the ball. Melvin Lee has it along the right side, guarded by Lenz. Hunter Merrill down the right corner, gives it back over to Lee. Goes Minch in the lane with it, always looking to put that ball in the hole when he gets it knocked away, but Ripon still has it. Lee, little spin move and goes up to the rack and misses. What they're waiting for was Bennett Vanderplas right by the rim just to tap it in for the 2 points, but pretty impressive quickness there by Melvin Lee, just didn't finish.
I think he's keeping the crowd on the edge of their seats, that's for sure. He's kind of a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Just Van de Zand by the right elbow. Nice little look into Waupun. Colin Waupun with a little back cut. Gets rewarded with an easy 2 points. His first points of the ball game. Still down by 22, 54-32. And 4 starters still in the ball game yet for the Ripon Tigers. Here goes Hunter Merrill, your catcher on the baseball team, but he goes up and drills a basket from downtown. 2-point shot for him. Very nice catcher on that baseball team, too. Really the team leader from what I've seen from him in the past. Here's a 3-point shot by Owen Tooney, and he puts it in from top of the key. Tooney now with 11 points in the game. His third 3 of the game. On down by 21, 56-35. There's Lopez with the basketball past the free throw line. Left corner with it is Hunter Merrill. Yeah, great atmosphere, but they didn't get to watch much of a closely contested ball game. But the bleachers pretty much full here at this new gym. Marcus Damasco is going to pick up a foul as Bennett Vanderplas tried to go along that right baseline to get by him. And Kind of lost his footing. He got fouled by Damask.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's ducked out early yet. I think they're sticking around.
I think the Ripon people want to celebrate.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to be here until that last buzzer, that's for sure.
So Lopez will sit down, and Marshall Morin will come in for him, 5'10 junior. We got a few guys that'll be coming back. Austin Lopez, one of those guys. Marshall Morin getting some playing time. Coming back for next year, they're juniors, but everybody else, the whole starting lineup was seniors with Bennett Vanderplas, Eddie Minch, Melvin Lee, Hunter Merrill, and Tyler Pick. All seniors will be gone. Big question is, will Coach Dean Vanderplas leave with his son gone next year? Not a teacher. I'm not sure if he's an insurance guy, Dean,
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, that's always a tough decision, too, because if you do want to follow your son and watch him play some college games and stuff, when you have your own team and coaching, it's a huge responsibility, especially time-wise.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get away and watch, especially if he's way down in Ohio.
I have a feeling he might not be around. He's been here for quite a few years and really helped build a program and a few other runs to state, and has definitely put his time in here as the Ripon coach, but I wouldn't blame him if we wouldn't see him as coach next year. Next free throw for Vanderplas goes in. Dean played his ball up at UWGB and had a nice team. I think he played with Tony Bennett up there and made some runs in the 64-team NCAA tournament. Disappointing loss to Michigan State with that Smith from Michigan State shot a shot to win it at the buzzer against Green Bay back when he was the ball player for Dick Bennett. Getting close to the 7-minute mark left in the game. Colin Mattoon has it down in the left corner, back out on top over to Brendan Mock. Van de Zand along the right side with it against Melvin Lee, gets it stripped out of his hands. Lee saves it, but it goes right to Marcus Damask, and a nice little pass over to Van de Zand as he's falling, gets it over to Owen Tooney, who gets the easy two on the left side of the basket.
Waupun's really extending their offensive possessions here, trying to work it around, get a really good look instead of just a mediocre look.
You got to be looking like your chance really to win the ball game is kind of over, but let's see if you can do some good things. Maybe that's the way they're looking at it right now. Under 6.5 to play here in the ball game. Lee with it near half court, working against Colin Mattoon. Shot by Mattoon, keeping his feet staying in front of him. Right now, Ripon can just afford also just to run the clock down.
The game's pace has definitely slowed down here.
Yeah.
Both teams kind of working it a little bit more.
And Minch hands it down, chases it down the left corner, and sees nobody on it. I'll launch the three and misses, but again, waiting for that putback shot right by the rim again is Bennett Vanderplas.
I think Waupun might go back to practice and work a little bit on boxing out.
Yeah, you got to keep the 6'8" guy a body on him to keep him away from the rim, and too many easy ones. Nice little turnaround 15-footer from the right side going in for Marcus Damask. Now with 14 points in the game. Waupun trailing 60-39, 5.5 to play. A little over and back. Lee right by the half-court line. Had the ball kind of got poked away maybe a little bit by Tooney. Goes back and dribbles it on the other side of the court, over and back. And we've got a timeout taken to the court by Ripon's Dean Vanderplas. And back in a minute with more Waupun Warrior basketball on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
Welcome back to Ripon High School. Steve Winterhack along with Austin Armga. Getting an update from Randy, Austin's dad, back at home. Been watching us streaming live on AM1170radio.com. Said we had, at the time when he called us, or he texted me, 70 computers logged on to the game. Numerous people, I'm sure, at each one of those sites watching the game. So welcome to those people watching the video streaming and our broadcast here on FM 103 and AM1170radio.com. Marcus Damas double teamed in the corner, dribbles out of it. Gets it back over to Brendan Mock. There's Damas with it, chased down by a couple of the Ripon players. And ball kicked out of bounds by Bennett Vanderplas. Down to just under 5 minutes to play. 4:58 left in the ball game. Waupun down by 21, 60-39 on your Marquezan State Bank scoreboard. Stay pretty much in the area with your officiating?
I tried to. A lot of the sub-varsity stuff you're allowed to, the athletic directors of the schools will actually kind of contract you out, so I can stay around Mayville, Ripon, Waupun, Laconia, Beaver Dam, those schools, so it's not too far. I've done a couple games down in the Madison area too.
So how do you enjoy that part of it, being going from a player to being officiating? You like that? The pressure of all the negative comments you do get comes along with it. You're going to make half the people happy, half the people are going to be yelling at you. What do you think of that, the officiating stuff?
I don't mind it. It's obviously not even half as good as playing and getting to play at a high level, but it keeps you part of the game. I think it comes to an advantage that you know the game really well, especially when you played it at such a high level, so you kind of understand, and you got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes after the game, someone will shake your hand and say, hey, you did an awesome game out there. And then the other 500 people there say how bad you did and hated every call you made. But
it has some thick skin, I think, to do that and not respond or feel bad when you go home. Think you blew it or something.
You got to be confident in yourself, have a little bit of, I don't want to say ego, but you got to be confident in your calls.
Marcus Damas following Bennett Vanderplas from behind on his point-blank range shot. He'll go to the line now to shoot 2 more free throws.
So anyone that is listening and has kids at the youth level or something, and you go to a tournament on the weekends and you see those refs there, that's usually their 6th, 7th, maybe 8th game of the day, and they're running on 0 food. And
they're ordinary guys, just like you
they
out
are.
there. They just want to make a game better, and we got to make it look good. We got to make sure people know not to be on the official, which they shouldn't be anyway.
Yeah, you go give them knucks after the game, say good game or something like that. They appreciate that. They remember that.
That's one thing I could never do, and my son Derek couldn't do it either. He's given the opportunity to officiate a lot of games, and said, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, some people just don't think it's worth it.
No, he didn't want to take all that the guff you get from him. Here's Brendan Mock with a 3-point shot, and he puts it up and in for the Warriors. That's 6 points in the game for him, both from long range. Under 4 to play. Waupun down by 20, 62-42. 4 starters on the court. Waupun looking to clear the bench right now, waiting to check in the ball game now for the Warriors. Yeah, Dean definitely letting the starters get some playing time in this ball game. Bennett Vanderplas is going to get fouled. Looks like maybe Marcus Damas, because he went by him. But 5 new Warriors getting ready to check in the ball game now for Waupun. Jaden Colleen, Reese Holman coming in the ball game. So Andy Novice, along with Bennett Belkey, coming in the game now for the Warriors. So cleanup time, and Dean's starting to bring some of his starters out, kind of one at a time to get their applause from the crowd. Hunter Merrill sits down. Lopez will sit down now for Ripon. And this is when you hand it over to your broadcast partner, say, you can call the game the rest of it because I don't know any of these guys. They weren't anything I was looking at. Vanderplas makes his free throw.
Yeah, if you don't know anything, I'm really in the dark here.
Not about any of the bench guys. This free throw for Vanderplas and rolls around the rim and rims out. Went about 2-3 times around the rim, and this kind of went out the back and Onto the rebound, but Waupun down by 21, 63-42. 3:20 left and counting down in the game. Any Waupun games scheduled for your some of your JV games? Or
I have a handful of them. I think next week Tuesday I'll be there doing a JV game for the Laconia Waupun game.
Oh, okay. That should be a great crowd. It's Laconia travels well. They're having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tie-ins with the communities of Brandon, Rosendale, and Waupun. A lot of people with relation in both towns. So it's always a great atmosphere. That should be in every year the ball non-conference game that you schedule. Along with Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam's having a good year for both boys and girls. They're both undefeated. I think the boys are ranked number 2 in the state. Girls are number 1 in the state. Be very surprised if they didn't win state pretty handily. They're pretty loaded. Couple of missed shots on Ripon's end. Trey Uckton in the game. 5'10" the senior. He must be another baseball player. I remember that name really from the baseball season.
I think you're right.
Not sure about the football team. Reese Holman has it, and is that a traveler or a Euro step on the way?
Elongated Euro step. Wanted to be Giannis out there.
What the heck is a Euro step anyway? Did you ever pick up on that your last years of playing up at Michigan Tech?
I did. I kind of infiltrated and used the Euro step a little bit. It's kind of a side step to avoid an offensive foul, kind of where it evolved from.
Yeah.
It's a long 1-2. You kind of get the 2 steps for a layup. You kind of take one direction and one the other direction and try to stay away from.
Melvin Lee's going to get called for turning the ball over by the official. Got his hand underneath it. There's too much playing with it out there, and then some of the officials maybe call something. That probably was there too.
Maybe they wanted to bring in the subs. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Find a little call, and it's not going to make a difference in the game when the team's down by 19 points, 63-44. Waupun trailing, and it hasn't even really been that close as far as the way the game has went. Let's see how Waupun responds coming up next week with an important non-conference game against Laconia. Jade Colleen comes up and gets his own rebound and puts it back in for Waupun. First points. Let's see how they respond. Then you get that big game that can really count. So the conference game on Thursday against Campbellsport. So see if Waupun can kind of shake this one off and get their confidence back. This might be one of those years where Ripon's just that much better than everybody, but we'll play him again a couple more times this year maybe.
It's anyone's game on any given night. That's why we play them, you know. Everyone's got to show up. If they think they're getting a little too overconfident and don't want to play, Waupun can come out and get them.
Just Waupun's second loss in conference. They lost to Campbellsport, which makes that game on Thursday a little more interesting, that they play against a team that got their first loss of the season on against the Cougars. And they actually played Ripon the toughest of anybody this year, only lost by 15 points. Another stoppage of play to get some more players in. Looks like Blakely Weisman's going to check in the ball game. And there's another guy. I saw Blakely some pretty good minutes in the JV game. That's definitely not afraid to take the ball to the rack or launch up shots and to play some defense. Very active, tall player for Waupun.
Yeah, another guy with good size.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. And not a bad football player either for Waupun.
Drew Bailing out there for Waupun too.
Yeah, there's another guy for Waupun, excellent third baseman on the baseball team. That's definitely his sport.
Good pitcher too. I do a lot of umpiring for him too, and he definitely brings the heat out there.
Down to the last 34 seconds. Hopefully you got an opportunity to watch this game on streaming live on AM1170radio.com, and we try to do that as much as we can throughout the season. As a matter of fact, I think we're just streaming live with our game on Tuesday. That'll drag your dad to against Laconia. So look for that not on the radio, but just on with our streaming live on AM1170radio.com. Down to under 20 seconds left, and Ripon just dribbling it away, and Waupun will let him do it to run the clock out. Waupun to lose this game 63-46. So somebody launches one up here. Your final score, Ripon taking it to the Waupun Warriors early and often in this ball game, and end up with a 63-46 victory over the Waupun Warriors. And Austin and I will come back for the post-game show coming your way in just a few minutes on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV Ultra HD 4K OLED Plasma Curved Screen 3D Energy Star Ultra Thin 240 Hz or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Stop! With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player One. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
Stop! With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player One. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you could be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
Welcome to the post-game show. Steve Winterhack along with Austin Armga, and this one decided early in this ball game. Waupun losing to a very hyped-up Ripon team by a score of 63 to 46 to make a real statement here in a game that Dean Vanderplas really said is going to be the toughest team that they've played this season, and they just made Waupun pretty subpar in this game. It kind of helped with Eddie Minch out there. He ended up with 26 points and making 7 from from downtown, 6 of those in the first half. But they just showed a complete game here against Waupun, and Waupun just had no answer for any of it.
Yeah, Ripon shot really well, like you said, Mensch, and then on top of that, they owned the glass. Yeah. I think Vanderplas got 80% of the rebounds that were out there, and then the ones he didn't get, I think Ripon ended up with. And when you shoot about 60-65% as a team, and then you get about 10 offensive rebounds, it's really hard to win.
Yeah, that was a rough outing for Waupun, but a very enthused and motivated Ripon team that obviously used a little bit of getting beat in the sectional semifinals as a catalyst for this ball game, I truly believe, and a nice capacity crowd here to support their Ripon Tigers. Even though we had a nice Waupun crowd, but this was definitely a Ripon Tiger atmosphere and owning their own court here today against Waupun.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy out here tonight, and I think the Ripon players felt that, and they kind of used that to their advantage. It seemed like the whole game they were kind of in attack mode, both offensively and defensively.
Eddie Minchian leading all scorers with 26 points in the game. Bennett Vanderplas. These are unofficial scores. It's been a while in those games that are lopsided. You got to check out for a while on the stats part, but they were within a few points. 21 points for Bennett Vanderplas. A lot of the points from the free throw line, but like his rebound stats had to have been right around 15, 16, if not more in this game. There's one and done, and like you said, in the Waupun end offensively, and Bennett was the guy hauling them in.
Yep, and even some of the plays that he didn't pick up stats on, again, just affecting the flow of the game, whether it's on Marcus Damas trying to make a couple pull-up jumpers, having a hand in his face, or just having that big body presence in the middle. It makes it hard for Waupun to do anything on the offensive end.
Tyler Pick with 7 points, 4 points apiece for Austin Lopez and Melvin Lee, and 2 points for Hunter Merrill for Waupun. They were led by Marcus Damas with 14 points in the game. After that, 7 points for Owen Tooney and for Reese Holman. 6 points for Brendan Mock, 3 points for Trevor Van de Zan, and 2 apiece for Jaden Colleen and Colin Watoon. So, what does the coach tell these guys after a game like today? And you're probably the second best team in the conference with Ripon, really the class of the conference right now. What do you tell them to get them that confidence back?
I think it's something you can go into practice with. Maybe some of the players, the competitive ones, have a little bit of fire in them. You get down after a game like this. You can't let it affect your next game on Tuesday when Waupun comes back out, but it can give you a little extra fire, I think, in practice, whether it's working on offensive rebounding, boxing out to try to keep because Ripon just exploited them on the offensive glass. It gives you a little bit of a shock midway through the season here, kind of looking down at the last stretch that, hey, we have a lot to work on yet, and we have a lot to improve on.
And hopefully, I'm sure that Dan will work on the things that they definitely needed to work on. He's a great coach. He's unbelievable and very deserved state Coach of the Year awards last year, and he'll get those guys get that confidence back. But Austin, thanks for racing over here for us here tonight to join us for the broadcast. I always enjoy your input with the level of basketball you played. You got a great insight as both an official and a player here, so thanks for joining us.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me. I drive a long ways to do something like this. It's a great opportunity. It kind of gets me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Sometimes I don't know when to jump in or what to say, but it's definitely another perspective on the game. The player side, I got the ref side, I got the commentator side. Maybe coaching is in the future. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of the guys you played ball with are coach. We saw Dylan Wirtz out there, Cody Odegaard, a guy you played AAU ball with, and my kid played with, coaching the point at Pumas, I think they are now. So, but thanks for joining us. A great addition to the broadcast. But we'll get your dad back on if he's up to it coming up next week for those 2 games. Again, Waupun losing in this ball game, 63-46. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our video crew. Thanks to Nate back at the studio. Steve Winterhack saying so long from Ripon High School. This has been Waupun Warrior Basketball on FM 103.3 and AM1170radio.com.